The first race, Anthony, is the Water Swift restricted class. The youngest drivers we have here, Anthony, we have got 15 minutes plus 1 lap. One of these drivers is about to potentially win their very first round of the British Championship.
Make history in a way.
Make history. Indeed, history will be made right now.
Yes, indeed. Water Swift, the restricted class, is about to make its way out onto the track. Race 21 and its final time. And Austin Gibson starts it on pole position. George House and Austin Newstead, they go just alongside. You've got Christian Kobe alongside him as well. Colby Patterson and Ronnie Carter for Fusion Motorsport, they round out the top 6.
Frederick Wood and Mason Brooks. A problem for Mason Brooks after the pre-final. He's starting down on 8th of the grid. Erstwhile, he was undefeated coming into this event, but a problem post-race tech has pushed him back to 8th. Oliver Warner and Charlie Clough are on row number 5. Alfie Davidson and Harry Williams go from row number 6. Joshua Cook, Daniel Ferguson, Henry Clark, Mexico's Mateo Garcia, John T. Restrick and Nathaniel Hodges, whose kart failed on the rolling lap of the pre-final, round out the 18-strong grid. Only one of these drivers, Austin Newstead, has ever won a round of the British Championship. He won all 4 rounds of the 2021 Bambino Championship, but nobody has ever won a Water Swift final in the British Championship, Anthony. The only thing in this class that is not restricted is the excitement.
Exactly.
How's that for a segue?
That's a good segue. I'll give you that one, Hez. I'll give you that one.
No.
To give an update from the pre-final earlier on, Austin Gibson took the win from George House, Austin Newstead, rounding out the top 3. 4 penalties were given out. Mason Brooks, Oliver Warner, Henry Clark, and Mateo Garcia all receiving penalties at the end of that race, which is why you see them in their current positions.
Well, they come out of the Mike Wilson complex into the final chicane. 18 drivers, 15 minutes plus 1 lap. It's Oliver Rowland Motorsport on the front row of the grid. It's a false start. They will go around again. Trivia time, ladies and gentlemen.
Ooh, go on then.
Right,
I like a bit of trivia.
time. The last time that Oliver Rowland Motorsport stood atop the podium in a British Championship round was October 2020. Nathan Tye Jr., the final in the first on the Saturday here at PFI. That was the last time Oliver Rowland Motorsport won a round of the British Kart Championship, and they have annexed the front row in this, the very first Water Swift event running in full Motorsport UK British Championship conditions. Can we see that losing streak come to an end here? Well, there are 16 other drivers that would like to continue that unwanted streak for ORM. I have to say, very impressed with how ORM have bounced back this year from what was a very disappointing 2022.
Yes, indeed. Here we go then. Second time of asking. Out they go, and you can see the hand gestures already coming in. So slow down, slow down. We're going a bit quick here. We're going a bit quick. Into the tram lines. Are we going this time? It is...
Nope.
No, another false start. They're just going that little bit too quick. It's the first final of the year. You can forgive them. The youngest drivers. Nerves, you know.
Want to get on with it. So, opportunity shut up. Please, thank you for your comments. You kept them coming in on our live chat. We can only see the live chat on the Alpha Live YouTube channel. Please chat in. Please share this stream far and wide to as many people as possible. Rodrigo Ordonez cheering on Mateo Garcia, and Ronnie's mum cheering on Ronnie, understandably. Dan Ashton there out on the circuit trying to direct traffic. He's auditioning for a role as a runway attendant at an airport. So here we go once again. The 77 of George House on the right hand side of your screen. He starts second on the grid. The inside row, the pole sitter, number 52, Austin Gibson. Into final chicane. Now, for the third time of asking, lights are out. We're off and racing, and it's a great start from the second row of the grid. There was almost 3 wide between the 3 Oliver Rowland Motorsport karts. They settled themselves down, and it's the 2 Fusion drivers. Is that Ronnie Carter and possibly Mason Brooks making a great start up into second and third? Well, it looked as though the ORM drivers had made a really decent start, but then they've been paid back, and there's a move going into the first hairpin.
Yeah, Mason.
Oh, and a spin for one of the Argenti karts. That's the number 23, Oliver Warner, a potential winner.
Well, devastated for him. He's not happy with it. Hand gesturing, so something tells me that wasn't all his own doing there. But Mason Brooks, like you were saying, a fabulous dive to the inside at hairpin 1. Takes the lead of this race. A brilliant way to start it. Austin Newstead there in second as well. So another brilliant start, getting a little nerfed out wide
number
there.
24,
yeah,
that's Colby Patterson for the Toby George Motorsport team.
Yeah, he's under pressure here.
Austin Newstead, again, won all 4 rounds of the 2021 Bambino Championship. Moved up to Iami Cadet last year. Ran with a number of different teams. Finished 16th in that championship last year. So, you know, a rude awakening almost, you know, a big step up. It's a gulf in speed and a gulf in class, quite literally. But now Newstead's found his feet again. He's running with the BMR team, which of course is a great success for the likes of Harry Platten in the past. But he is on the BRK chassis, which is a Chris Hawes designed chassis, and which will be very, very impressive. Great to see the BRK name back at the top level of British karting. As side by side for second, Newstead on the inside, he drops back into third, and that is going to be the number 84 of Mason Brooks up into P2. And despite whatever problem you throw Mason Brooks' way, he finds a way back to the front, but it's still Gibson in the race lead.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, Gibson maintaining control of this race. Started it on pole position. Still leads the way. Penalties coming out, though. 5-second penalty board going out to the number 54, Frederick Wood. That was possibly for a start infringement. We'll keep an eye on that one as the race progresses to see what we can gather from intelligence. But breakaways happening thick and fast. The top 3 with a clear breakaway. Then you've got a group of 2, then a group of 4, then a group of 5. Battling a little further down the order. Biggest mover in this one, I would probably say Nathaniel Hodges. He's up into P9 from 18th on the grid. He's gained 9 places on the start of this one, having a good one. Mateo Garcia as well, the 36th, the rookie this year, the Mexican driver for Oliver Rowland Motorsport. He's up 3 places, up into P13. Same with Henry Clark, up into P11. 4 places gained for the Toby George Motorsport team outfit as well. There on your screen is the 93.
We didn't see that
Nathaniel
in the
Hodges.
pre-final. And why didn't we see it in the pre-final? Because the wagon stopped rolling on the rolling lap.
It did.
So, I mean, in this class, Anthony, tyre wear, obviously, Nathaniel Hodges has got less wear on his tyres. Not a huge factor, but a little bit of a factor potentially.
Yeah, definitely so. I mean, the tarmac here, I wouldn't say it was coarse. I wouldn't say it was very harsh on the tyre, but it is a very fast circuit, and it does put a lot of wear on it still. Yep. And you've got to remember they've been using these tyres all the way through. I think yesterday
and today,
you know, all of that. So they've been worn down dramatically. And yes, okay, you may get a bad race on one time, but if you're guaranteed to make the final and you've lost a heat, okay, you can get away with coming away with some decent points here and even a race win.
Exactly. Now, of course, the advantage that those new tyres, the newer tyres potentially have given Nathaniel, that'll dissipate a little bit. Good start, I've got to say, from Harry Williams. Up from 12th of the grid into P6. For Harry in kart number 44. There he is, the Fusion Motorsport driver. Harry, first year of the British Championship, he's got Alex T as his mechanic. Alex, you might remember, was Kit Bolofsky's mechanic last year. So, again, Alex very familiar with the Fusion setup, you know, very skilled mechanic, and how he's guiding a new driver. Kit Bolofsky has moved on to European karting. And so Alex staying with the Fusion team and, you know, using his expertise to guide another young driver from the very start of his career, hopefully to a very bright future. There is young Harry Williams leading Ronnie Carter, and Ronnie's mum is watching, probably from, you know, biting her nails from behind her fingers, but, you know, on the sofa back home. Ronnie in 7th place. Then it's Colby Patterson, Hodges, Henry Clark rounds out the top 10. Then Frederick Woods, Mateo Garcia. Mateo from Mexico also got a lot of support online. Then it's Cook, Davidson, Charlie Clough, Daniel Ferguson, Oliver Warner. Now watch Oliver Warner recovering from that spin. Warner, we had a problem in qualifying yesterday, but came through and finished second in one of his heat races, Anthony. And then I believe he was a definite thing. He was leading the pre-final at one point, had that spin in the opening lap of this race. He's got still nearly 10 minutes. He's 8.3 seconds off the race lead, but he has just put down the fastest first sector of the entire race in that number 23 Argenti Motorsport kart.
And that's a statement there. If you're on Motorsport-Timing's live.co.uk live timing web page, which you can visit, of course.
If you want to.
That just shows there. Look at the sector times coming in. Fastest sector 1, Ollie Warner. Fastest sector 2, coming from Christian Kobe. Fastest sector 3 comes all the way from Frederick Witt, Privateer in the mid-pack. The entire grid, that's one at the front, middle and back, all setting fastest sector. That's how close and competitive the Water Swift restricted class is.
Exactly. And Oliver Warner has gained a place. He's up at the 16th position now as we watch the number 33 kart of Ronnie Carter pick up a position. There's Colby Patterson in the 24. Now slotting in behind him, and Harry Williams in the number 44 also now behind his teammate Ronnie Carter, so that would put Ronnie Carter into 6th position. But watch the back of the camera shot, you'll see the black and blue and white livery kart of the Argenti Motorsport team. That's Oliver Warner. He's 8.5 seconds off the race lead. He's not in this camera shot, but he is lapping as quick as the race leaders. And we'll wait for him. There he is. He's now on the back, right behind Charlie Clough and Joshua Cook. And you can see he's picking them off one by one. He's being very smart there. So he's using the Evolve Motorsport kart of Joshua Cook to move past Charlie Clough into another position gained.
There's been action at the front because Mason Brooks apparently crossed the line first. He's not first at the moment. He is in 2nd place, but he did set the fastest lap on that last lap. The battle for first, with 7.5 minutes to go, is on. Now, is this kicking off too early? If they are battling, there's got a bit of a gap between themselves and Christian Kobe in 3rd place. That gap currently is 1.2 seconds. There it is on your screens. And there you can see Christian Kobe. Now, the battle a little further back, Austin Newstead and George House also battling away. Now, if these two continue to battle and overtake, they will start to close that gap. And with 7 minutes to go, that's plenty of time for some action.
Buckets of time. It is ample time. But we'll watch again. Now we'll see as they cross the line. We'll wait to see where Warner is, because Warner has gained another position. But every time he gains a position, he's only losing 1/10 of a second per lap to the race leaders. So he's still only 8 and a bit seconds behind the race leader. However, Gibson and Brooks driving very, very maturely at the moment. They're stretching away from Kobe, Newstead, Howes, Patterson, Carter, Williams, and the rest.
Indeed, yeah, that gap now up to 1.6 seconds for 3rd place. So Christian Kobe going to have to be careful here and decide what is he going to do. Is he going to continue to try and push in the current way that he is doing, as I'm seeing a 5-second penalty board going out to the 99, which is Christian Kobe.
Oh dear.
Your driver in 3rd place, now receiving a 5-second time penalty. Now, he will not have seen that yet. When he crosses the line, it will. When he crosses the line, he'll see that. I'll be curious to see how he's going to react to it. He's going to come out of the final corner.
He's going to see it now. Let's have a look. He looks up. You can't see he's behind the iridium visor. He looks over his shoulder.
Checks over the shoulder.
That driver there on your screen now, he knows he's got a 5-second penalty. What does he do? Well, the best thing he can do is get his head down and just try and make sure that he is above 5 seconds in front of as many drivers behind him as possible. His whole mentality has now got to change. If he starts defending, he will finish outside the top 10. If Newstead catches him, let Newstead go and push him, because if you work together, you will push away and you will drop drivers, and you might only lose 4 or 5 places, not 10 or 11. Warner sets the fastest lap of the race. Oliver Warner up to 12th position now. Fast lap of the race, 106.29, and he is 8.4 seconds off the race lead.
There we go, really piling it in. You know, it's never nice to spin on the first lap, is it? And especially if you feel like it wasn't even your fault as well.
I think Oliver Wera is somewhat aggrieved.
Yes, so, you know, one of those things. So he'll be pushing as hard as he possibly can and is doing just that. Like you say, up several positions now, back into P12. Eyes still on this front battle, and like you say, Brooks just doing the smart thing with Gibson here. Gibson not defending, Brooks not attacking, working together. 4.5 minutes to go. You know, this would be it would be a perfect, nearly perfect weekend for Mason Brooks. Obviously, it didn't go his way
in the pre-final.
Yes.
On track it did, but
yes.
Off track
it didn't.
Not quite as successful.
No, but to come away with a win in the final, I suspect he will be very, very pleased with that.
Now you can see Kobe looking over his shoulder. Now that was just him just checking, okay, how many drivers have I got in the train directly behind me? The answer, Christian, is 4. So he will now, well, what does he do now? I mean, Newstead and Howes aren't close enough to make the move. Kobe's not defending, he is just driving as hard as he possibly can. At the moment, that 5-second penalty will drop Christian Kobe to 11th position. But we've still got 4 minutes to go. Mason Brooks has not moved off the rear bumper of Austin Gibson. Now, you can see Mason Brooks has taken the lead of the race. He hasn't. On the timing screen it has. That's just a slight transponder glitch. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. Mason Brooks hasn't been given the race lead when he hasn't earned it. Now they make the move on Christian Kobe. Christian Kobe doesn't defend, and that is Newstead and Howes ahead of the number 99. So Christian Kobe, well, it looks like the gloves are coming off because Kobe is beginning to battle, and that will bring more and more drivers within 5 seconds of him. And of course, if he gets a 5-second time penalty, that's handed out in race. That is non-appealable because that is a start line infringement, which is black or white. There is no grey area for which to appeal a start line infringement. But it's Newstead into 3rd position. The gap between this group on your screens now and the 2 leaders is over 2.5 seconds. You can see Brooks just shadowing Gibson. Gibson, new fastest lap of the race. That has been instantly broken by Colby Patterson with a 106.26 seconds. And there's a move. Oh, that's Patterson looking at the inside on the banking in that Toby George Motorsport number 24 car. It's a Paralin chassis. Toby George, good to see the Paralin name back with a vengeance in British karting this season. But it's Gibson, Brooks, then this battle. 2, 4, 5 drivers. Patterson looks to the inside of the 77 of George House for 5th position. Gets it. Gibson still 800ths per second in front of Brooks. Into Bobby Gain corner. Newstead not taking defensive line. Now Christian Kobe, he do well here now to just try and push for a lap or 2. We've got under 2 minutes remaining. With the penalty, now it would only drop Kobe to 9th place. Oliver Warner is up into the top 10, still only 8.5 seconds behind the race leader.
Oh.
The new race leader, Mason Brooks.
Yes, indeed, made the change there, but instantly it swaps back. Gibson holds on to the race lead as they exit the bridge now, back down the hill towards hairpin number 1. They've got a clear gap of 2.7 seconds with the rest of the field, but watch it because that gap can close. Brooks doesn't copy the move he did on the first lap for the race lead, stays behind in there in 2nd place. Now, crucially, look at what Gibson did there. He held that inside line for as long as he could, then he swept back. Brooks back to the inside here. Again, side by side. Brooks just checking over the shoulder just to see what the mechanic's saying. Back down the inside goes Gibson, chopping and changing. Gap still decreasing. Keep an eye on it, one, as back through goes Brooks. It's just chopping and changing all the way throughout this track layout, isn't it?
It is indeed, and you can see the drivers behind already closing in. Christian Kobe up into 3rd position once again, but with a 5-second penalty that would drop him back to 10th. Here comes the chasing pack, 2, 4, 5 drivers all in a line. Kobe, Newstead, Patterson, Carter and Howes. Then a gap back to Frederick Wood, Harry Williams and the fast approaching Oliver Warner. Henry Clark was 11th. New leader, Austin Gibson, makes the move going through turn 3 and onto the bridge. Patterson with the fastest lap of the race so far. That 106.26 set several laps ago. Austin Gibson has defended, been passed, repassed, has now been repassed and is now re-attacking Mason Brooks. The clock has struck 0. Next time around, they will see the last lap board. Brooks to the inside as they come out the Fullerton S's. Brooks has the line going into Bobby Game corner. Gibson will now get one last slipstream down the front straight. Can he make that slipstream count going into the banking? We shall see now. He's got a good run, has Austin Gibson. He's right on Brooks' tail. Will he sweep to the inside, going under the bridge and onto the banking now? He goes to the outside line. Now watch the crossover move. He'll try and get the inside line going through turn 3 onto the bridge, and he's made the move. Gibson has the lead back. Now he's going to have to defend. He's going to have to defend through the 2 hairpins and the Fullerton S's. Brooks round the outside. Will Brooks dart to the inside? No, not this time. Austin Gibson will hug the inside line. Now watch Austin swing out wide now, going into the second hairpin to try and prevent the crossover from Brooks, which he does prevent. Brooks looks to the inside. Oh, and Gibson cuts him off going into the Fullerton S's. Now we're onto the back straight. This is going to sacrifice a little bit of speed for Austin Gibson. However, the Mike Wilson complex on the final lap. Austin Gibson is about to end 2 years of victory drought for the Oliver Rowland Motorsport team. Austin Gibson wins the first ever Water Swift race in the British Championship. Oh, does he? Hang on a minute. Well, by 100th of a second, Gibson has the win. That is as close as it is possible to be. And the long wait for victory is over for Oliver Rowland Motorsport. They win the first ever Water Swift restricted final in the Motorsport UK Wera Tours British Kart Championship. Mason Brooks, his first ever podium, 100th of a second down in P2. Christian Kobe finished 3rd on the road, but that penalty will drop him back to, well, only drop him to 5th position, and it will bring Austin Newstead onto the podium. George Howes is next. Frederick Wood finishes 6th. Oliver Warner finishes in 7th position. 8th for Harry Williams. 9th Henry Clark. Nathaniel Hodges rounds out the top 10 ahead of Alfie Davidson, Matteo Garcia, Charlie Clough, Joshua Cook. At the very end of the race, Ronnie Carter and Colby Patterson came together going into the Fullerton S's. There's a big smile from Austin Gibson. There are Patterson and Carter trudging back to the pit lane. They crashed going into the Fullerton S's on the last lap. There's a big smile. Mason Brooks, well, he's going to be a little bit disappointed, I'm sure, with P2 after winning both the heats and the pre-final on track. However, that's a first British podium for him. There is the biggest smile. There's Gibson looking up. Yes, I am on weight. I am now going to push my kart in and await the cheers and the celebrations with my mechanic. So there is your victorious driver. It's a novel way of pushing his kart there. The technical team helping him out there. Yeah, he's reminding, yeah, I did win. And what a great way to start the finals here at Paul Fletcher International. And they'll be pushed over there. Anthony Jordan is making his way. And here we go. There's the Evolve driver just saying, well done, well done. I think that was Nathaniel Hodges. See Colby Patterson walking back there with Dan Ashton on the one side. I think that must be Colby's mum alongside him. Oh, that's my lift home later on. just popping in. You know, man likes to travel in style. Thank you, Derek Clemens. Obviously supporting Austin Newstead on the live chat. Austin fourth on the road. I think that will turn into third. But Anthony Jordan is winging his way down to the Parc Fermé area, where he will speak to the top 3 drivers. The next race will be the main Water Swift class, but Anthony Jordan is with the top 3 now.
Thank you very much, Henry. Yes, down here in Parc Fermé, and what a race that was. The nail-biting final couple of laps, but we come away with our top 3. Austin Gibson, Mason Brooks and Christian Kobe, but of course, Christian Kobe with that 5-second time penalty, I suspect drops him down the order, so Austin Newstead, I believe, gets promoted up to 3rd place, and yes, he does. He stands over there. We've got our top 3 here. Let's chat to Austin Gibson. Austin, well, right next to the winning kart here. What a race that was. You become the first ever Water Swift restricted class winner for the British Kart Championships. How do you feel?
Very good. Yeah.
Let's talk about those last couple of laps, because you were fighting very closely with Mason Brooks, and you know, talk us through those last couple of laps.
Yeah, it was really good. Whenever he made a move on me, I didn't want to go on the inside. I wanted to get the switch back on him, and in the end it worked out.
You're the first ORM driver in quite a long time to win a British Kart Championships final, so that's probably a nice feeling that you're going to have with the team a little bit later on. But anyone you'd like to thank?
My team, Grice, my mum and dad. Yeah.
Well, brilliant stuff. Austin Gibson, congratulations. Enjoy the victory.
Thank you.
Excellent. Let's chat with our 2nd place man, who's just over here, I think, being spoken with. But Mason, lad, what a race that was. How close was that finish?
Very close.
1/1000th of a second between the two of you. That's absolutely nothing.
Seriously?
Yeah, exactly. It was really, really close. It was a tough race. How was those last couple of laps for you?
Nice. It was hard to get around Gibson. I done it a few times, then he got me back, but I still done a great job from 8th position.
It's been a great first weekend for you in the championship. You had wins yesterday, great qualifying as well, and a 2nd in the final. It's a great start to the season. Are you looking forward to the rest of it?
Yep, defo.
Brilliant stuff. Anyone you'd like to thank?
My dad and my family for supporting me.
Well, congratulations, Mason Brooks. Pre to enjoy the celebrations later on.
Yep.
Excellent, top man, brilliant drive there. Let's chat to our 3rd place man, Austin Newstead. Austin, come over here for us, mate. You finished that one on track P4, but a penalty going out to P3, so you get promoted up. But a tough race for you.
Yeah, I'm really glad I got into the podium. Bit annoying I dropped back, but it was a good race.
Yeah, very good race indeed. I mean, the first one that we're seeing for the British Championships in these karts, and do you feel like it's going to go a good year for you?
Yeah, good start to year. Of course, it's all about the points, and it's always good to get the points in for the championship.
Indeed it is. Well, anyone you'd like to thank?
Marv, my mechanic, my dad and my family for helping me, and Ben from BMR for doing data with me.
Well, brilliant stuff. Congratulations, P3. Enjoy the podium a bit later on.
Thank you.
Excellent. Austin, you said there, finishing in P3. A brilliant end to the first final of the day. Starting in 3rd place for the BMR Restart team, representing, or the number 74, please give a huge round of applause, please, for Austin Newstead. Your trophy's up here, Austin. It's already up here. Go on, make your way to 3rd place, just over there. Well done, well done. Get that cap on. Repping the sponsors, and make sure you give a nice big smile to this walker down there. Hat on, perfect. Good lad, good lad.
Moving on to second place. And this, a very close battle all the way to the end being only a thousandth of a second separating each other. Please give a huge round of applause for the number 84 for Fusion Motorsport, Mason Brooks! Well done, Mason. Take a stand on second place. What are you on about over there? Get that cap on, and nice big smiles for the photos. Chris Walker just down here as well. On to now our race winner then for the Water Swift restricted class, and our first race winner then for the series. Obviously its founding series in 2023. Please give a huge round of applause for the number 52 for Oliver Rowland Motorsports, Austin Gibson! And his winning mechanic, I thank you very much to down there. Winning mechanic is Dad Lee Gibson. Make your way up, thanks Lee. Top man, make your way up. Slow as you like, don't worry. It's only a medal. There we go, take a stand at either side. We'll get some photos. Get the medal on you. Perfect, all that hard work come to fruition. Get those photos in. If we get top 3 on the top spot as well, guys, if you want to get up there. Perfect. Lovely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, please give a huge round of applause for your Water Swift restricted class.